Oh, well, this is so exciting to see all of you in a room because each of you have such amazing talents, and I know you're seeking yourself. And I think these calls are really to bring together people that want to meet some people in the community, but also want to share some of the things that they're doing because I feel like community is really about coming together and sharing, and we all can't meet at a retreat as much as I would love to do that. So, activating these monthly calls is really a space for you to share and meet, listen, and maybe just take in the energy of the group. I mean, we have so many powerful people in this community. And each month, I suspect, will be slightly different. And whether it's 3 people or 33 people, I think for many of us, it's just seeing that we're not alone and that the work that we're doing is important. Because I think a lot of times we're in our home, we're behind a computer, we're on our phone, listening, doing, and being. And it can get lonely sometimes. And I think for many of us, coming together, even if it's for 30 minutes once a month with people that are on their own path, but working to make a difference in their own way, is super powerful. So I really appreciate you showing up, but I also commend you for carving out the time for yourself to do so. So with that, I'm going to do a grounding exercise. I know I need it because I ran in here after doing 6 things. So I'm going to do a grounding exercise. You're welcome to participate in your own way. And then we'll open up the floor. I want to share a couple things that are happening and coming up, things that you guys can take advantage of. And then I'd love to go around and hear what's new for you, what you're working on, and just get to meet some of the other women here. So with that, I'm going to close my eyes and put my feet flat on the ground. I'm going to wiggle my toes and move my shoulders back, make sure I lift my chest up, and visually align a piece of string through the top of my head, moving down my body, making sure that I'm sitting in a strong line, that I'm sitting in a powerful way so that when I move my thoughts down to the bottom of my feet and I open my feet chakra, that I already have the energy flowing in my body. I'm doing a fabulous channeling class right now with Julia Carl, and she has been really great about teaching me how to ground my energy, but take the energy up from the earth to help ground my cells in my body. So we're first going to open the feet, open the chakras on the feet, create a path for any energy that is no longer serving us. Then I'm going to take my gaze to the top of my head, make sure that I'm in my body. I sit right behind my eyes, just a little bit above, kind of right here. Make sure I'm in my body, not outside my body, which is where I've sat for decades. I'm actually anchoring myself in my Star Wars chair, like right behind my. And there I'm feeling the energy flow from the top of my head, down through my head, into my back. And this is energy that is no longer serving me, energy that's ready to be released and let go. I'm moving the energy down my back, down my arms, down my fingertips into the ground. The energy, almost like a grid, is going through my body, just finding any unused energy or energy that's no longer serving me down my chest and torso, the bottom of my back, my glutes, hips, down my legs, over my knees. I'm using that grater to just push any energy I can down through the bottom of my legs, into my heels, into the ground. I just take a minute to make sure I got most of that energy out of my body. And then I definitely go back up to my Star Wars chair as I'm sitting here and just really think of the top of my head opening up to a bright white light, the highest, most purest white light, and that shining through the top of my head, down in my body, starting at my head and my neck and throat, down my shoulders, into my hands, down into my torso, front and back, my hips and hip flexors, down my thighs, over my knees, down my legs, into my feet. And I just feel that light fill me up with the purest whitest light from the highest being that reminds me that I'm part of something so much bigger and that the energy that we share today is from the highest light that brings us all together today to share and be. Hmm. I close up the chakras on my feet. When I'm back in my Star Wars chair, just thinking of that light shining, I'm going to shut the top of my head, but that light continues to shine on all of us during this time together and beyond to remind us that our journeys are individual, but that we have planned to work together to raise the frequency of the planet. Take a deep breath, blow it out. Two more. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. So, with that, I have great gratitude for all of you joining me here today and being part of the energy that you create individually and collectively. And being grateful for being here right now with all of you. So, when you're ready, you can come back and wiggle your toes and open your eyes. Hmm. I have envisioned being with you, being here like this for a long time, but I had to get ready. I had to get ready to be here, to be quite honest. I've had a lot of things in motion. I've been building a lot of things, but I've also been collapsing a lot of things and blending things into my professional life, but also my spiritual life too. Is really figuring out, really getting myself like in the swim lane I want to be in next. And it's taken me 18 months to do. And so I really haven't started these live calls to this point because I wasn't ready. And I think starting those calls could be haphazard for other people who join because I wasn't in the right state of mind or really in the right energy. And so putting a stake in the ground today to start these calls is not only magical, but gives me a sense of appreciation of where I've been and where I am right now. Right now. And I've had many people say, well, why haven't you done this? And why have you done this? I really wanted to get started, but I had to be honest with myself of where I was and what I was trying to do. And it wasn't until the end of last year, the beginning of this year, that I could tell this was the time. I thought about it before, I wanted to do it, but the tea leaves were just not lining up. And I think now I have great appreciation for not pushing myself to do it just because I thought I should. And I heard a great quote today, this morning, from my friend Amy that said that the I shoulds, the fears, and the guilt often rob us of our gifts because we're often living in a place that isn't really aligned to who we are or what we want to be doing because we're giving our energy to other things. And I just love that we're here today in this field of just being here with no expectations, but having an appreciation of where we've been and the fact that we are right here, right now. So, with that, I would love to open it up for anyone who wants to share to just talk about where are you right now and why are you appreciative for being in this space right now? And the goal often is just to share who you are and what you're doing so that there can be connections. Because I've specifically picked this platform so that you can connect with each other too. Because I think there's great value in connecting with people on your journey, and especially people that are creating space to share their gifts.
Bye.